Unsolved. Episode 114, Zodiac Killer Case. Cruising with the Zodiac. Hello there. This video is about the general method of the Zodiac Killer. I will call him Zodiac. I will give the approximate times and lengths of times, so something that took 6 to 7 minutes will be rounded to 5 minutes. When I say night, that means during the dark hours, at night and in the early morning. And the police times that I give are based on the time that they got notified. Friday night, Lake Herman Road, December 20th, 1968. The murdered victims parked at approximately 10:15, according to witnesses who saw their car parked there. They were found shot at around 11:20 p.m. So, the Zodiac Killer either followed them there and came back an hour later, or he was driving by, saw them parked there, and attacked them shortly. The police responded within 5 minutes. The Zodiac supposedly called the police that night. So this video is attempting to show a theme of the Zodiac's murder, that they're all car related and the victims are just random victims, that he didn't target these people. Friday night, Blue Rock Springs, July 4th, 1969. Darlene and Michael parked, and 5 minutes later, the Zodiac parked behind them. But the Zodiac left and returned 10 to 15 minutes later. The Vallejo police responded within 5 minutes. Zodiac called from a payphone about 45 minutes later. He mailed a letter 4 weeks later. The murder of Darlene Ferrin is the closest to kind of showing any kind of possibility or evidence that the Zodiac was targeting somebody. But I believe people want to believe that because it's a simple way or a possible way to solve this crime and discover who the Zodiac Killer was. But the reason we can't figure out who it was is because the victims have no connection to the Zodiac Killer, other than being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Saturday afternoon, Lake Berryessa, September 27th, 1969. Brian and Cecilia parked and were there for approximately 2 hours. So the Zodiac either followed them and left to return later, or he saw their car parked alongside the road and shortly thereafter went out to attack them. The Napa authorities responded about 30 minutes later. The Zodiac called from a payphone about an hour later. And part of the reason it was an hour later is the car trip takes 45 minutes. So he really did call almost immediately after the crime. The Zodiac did not right after this crime because he acted again quickly thereafter. This is the crime that just makes it seem impossible that he was targeting individuals. I just find it hard to believe that he could wait 2 hours or more before he attacked this couple. What's more probable is he was out there at the lake, saw a car parked, and then went out and checked on who that person was. And if it didn't match the kind of person that he wanted to attack, then he went back to his car and drove again until he saw another car. And from witnesses, there was a person out acting strange, looking at people. Saturday night, San Francisco Presidio neighborhood, October 11th, 1969. Taxi driver Paul Stein parked at the intersection of Cherry and Washington and was shot and killed. The San Francisco police responded within seconds of the crime because someone witnessed or heard the shot and then witnessed the Zodiac wiping down the taxi. The Zodiac was near the intersection of Cherry and Jackson when police talked to him directly. I'm not aware what direction the Zodiac was heading, west or east, but after the conversation, I believe he headed north towards the Presidio and into the Presidio. So this murder was much different than the others, and I believe it was because the Zodiac felt rushed, that he needed to commit this murder quickly, and either he had this plan already in the back of his mind about killing a taxi driver, or he came up with it quickly. But you can see it's not planned as much as the other murders, except for the fact of him cutting a piece of Paul Stein's shirt to prove that he committed the murder. One of the traits of the Zodiac Killer is trying or proving that he is the person that's doing these murders. In all his communications, from the first one to the last, he's trying to convince whoever's reading his message that he did it. He's the one that killed the person. Sunday night, Riverside City College, RCC, October 30th, 1966. Sherry Jo Bates was murdered outside this RCC quad building that contained the library at that time, between two vacant houses owned by the college. The Zodiac followed Sherry to RCC around roughly 5:40 p.m. and waited to kill her. Or Zodiac arrived after she was in the library, pulled the center distributor wire from her car. The time of the murder has two opinions. Either it was at approximately 6:30 p.m. or at about 10:30 p.m. The first time is derived based on Sherry having undigested food in her stomach, and so it had to happen shortly after she ate. The second time is based on witnesses that heard a scream at 10:30. The murder of Sherry Jo Bates might not be a crime of the Zodiac Killer, because you can see many differences. The type confession letter. He claimed to go inside the library. It just doesn't have a lot of the same traits, characteristics as the other crimes. But the counter argument is that this murder happened 2 years prior to those murders, and he changed his way. He went anew with the crimes, and he changed things because of this crime. And you can see why that might have happened, because he might have been closer to being caught with this crime, because he left way more clues, and that's why he might have left town. So that's it. That's all I got to say. Well, this ends this episode of Unsolved, and the next episode will be next weekend, and it will be about the Sherry Jo Bates case, and it's going to be a little bit different. There's a specific suspect that we will look into, and it will be shocking.